I like the first thing they hear is Jen's, yeah. I would like to
Yes, they
record
should.
that so that it can just be like
The intro.
yeah, the intro.
No, she just has to say it every time.
Yeah, it's kind of like the
She's gonna say
bad
it.
robot, you know?
Yeah.
Bad robot. But yeah.
Did you get any of that?
I'll record it. People, welcome. Sorry for being tardy. For shits and giggles, we should not be alone talking to each other for any extended period of time because we will take all the time. And yeah, but Jen's keeping us on track. Thank God for her, or thank Cthulhu, or thank Divinity, or whatever creature
thank
of the
her.
dark. Thank
you
Jen.
can do that.
Thank Jen.
Shit, you know.
I'll be making sacrifices tonight, so
Excellent.
yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's where I come in.
Wine and whiskey are appropriate offerings.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it your direction. So yeah, people, thanks for showing up. This is our 4th episode of Kult's The Black Madonna, a campaign that was done and created during the 1990s, early 1990s. Pretty famous one, and it has been redone for the Powered by the Apocalypse version done by Helmgast. We have had some awesome times. But before we jump in, I do want to make a special announcement. And I did say I was going to announce it October 13th, but I do realize I don't think anything's going on that night. Also, I can't wait any longer because I'm just too excited. So these guys know, but oh man, what's that date? That date is the 29th, October 29th, during our regularly scheduled time, 7:30 p.m. We will be doing a Penny for a Tale written scenario, a sequel to Oakwood Heights, the initial Kult game that kind of got us all hip to this whole like new experience. So yeah, we will be doing that and following Aiden several decades later, and to see what the survivor of that scenario has been up to and how he's coping with the world so far. Furthermore, Peter, the creative director, Peter Nalo, the creative director at Helmgast, we will be interviewing him prior to the show. So that's super awesome. So not only do we get to talk to one of the most brilliant minds that have created this whole Kult experience for us today, but also we get to time skip forward and see how Aiden's doing, and of course watch him suffer. So yeah, make sure you
I'll be watching me suffer.
Yeah.
It's the best. Love it.
It's the reason we play. So yeah, thank you. It should be an awesome time, so please mark your calendars. Other than that, we have a bunch of cool stuff coming up. We have a Delta Green. What else we have? We have Tales from the Loop. All sorts of October-y goodness to satisfy your scary intentions and needs. But nonetheless, without further gilding the lily, my name is Mitchell. I'm the storyteller here, and we'll go around as everyone introduces themselves and their awesomeness. We'll start with my favorite, which is everyone. But we will just go from the left to the right. Starting with Jennifer.
Hi, I am Jen. I am an artist and illustrator. I design t-shirts and stuff for a living. You can find those wonderful designs at savage.com. I will also be doing the artwork for Changeling the Dreaming by Night Studios coming up soon, which is super exciting and awesome. So you can watch me stream those things and follow me on the various social media things. Usually with some variant of Savage Sparrow, which includes my Twitch channel. Yeah.
Heck to the yeah.
Is that me next?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
I don't know the order. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know
Hi,
either.
I'm Ian. You can find me on this channel and probably nowhere else on the internet because it just be like that. Next year, I'm going to be doing a bunch of Pathfinder second edition, hopefully, and maybe some first edition on Penny for a Tale. So just, I don't know, just like be on this channel a lot. That's the takeaway.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. You can find me here on this Twitch channel, Sailor Taco Cat. You can also find me over at Facebook. I am super glad to be back, and I'm excited to play our second Cult game with Oak Heights.
Oakwood Heights.
Oakwood Heights, there we go. Because that was really intense, and I like to see Ian suffer.
Yeah, I also like to see me suffer. Not even my character. I think my character's fine. I'm suffering.
You're suffering.
It's my pain. It's not his.
Y'all don't know the amount of like role playing this guy has done for that character. That character was really, really intense.
Yeah, I want to know how to stop. You know, the character is role playing me. You know, like this is the life he lived.
Yeah.
So
I
meta.
don't know.
Yeah,
Someone took over
honestly,
me.
I feel like you guys are on two trajectories that will meet at an appropriate age where you finally realize that that is a life that you actually lead and this is just fiction.
You're scary.
Oh,
Mitchell.
man.
So that's my hope in
Oh, good. Yeah. You are.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
But this is like Halloween month, so that is the time to have Twilight Zone spooky.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, this is really our channel all the time.
So Mitchell, you made a promise. And Determined Nerd just gave me a follow on Twitch. So...
Oh, okay. All right, where's that D4?
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, so
What?
people who are watching elsewhere, I said buy a t-shirt or follow Savage and I'll give one of them a gun. Which
Ooh.
is, you know, responsible and such.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, let's see who gets it. Oh, okay. Jennifer, it's appropriate. Your character has a gun.
Oh you shithead.
Yay!
Oh you shithead.
Okay.
Strangely, only 3 bullets.
Okay. Gear and weapons. Is it any specific kind of gun, or do I just write gun?
Just put gun. I'll send
3
you stats. for it.
bullets. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean the good thing about Kult is like, you know, if you get shot with a gun, you just dead for the most
Oh, that's
part.
nice.
Yeah, like it does what guns are supposed to do.
So
Bad
hold
news for
it.
me.
You're saying I have 3 chances for ultimate power, and there's how many party members?
Oh no.
This isn't going to end poorly at all.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
I'm-
All right, let's suck it all in. That's a weird phrasing.
Don't tell me what to do, Mitchell.
Yeah. As we come back, once again, we are playing Cult. This is a mature game with mature themes and stuff like that. We will be diving into some pretty serious stuff. The X card for the players is always in effect. Just message me if you ever feel uncomfortable. We'll skip over it. For people watching, if anything comes up that you feel uncomfortable with, feel free to mute it, window it, turn it off, come back in 5 minutes, and it should be passed by then. But yeah.
Always an X card in their browser window. You just gotta look in the top right corner.
Yeah, that's correct. You're clever. That's why we have you on the show.
And for your suffering.
Yeah,
That too.
Suffering.
it's a good duality. Yeah.
You're a weed I've been watering for some time now.
Oh.
Wow.
God.
It's just.
But this just sounds right. Sounds about right. All right. Take
All
us
right.
back to 1991.
Yeah. So we are back. I believe you guys went back to. Oh God. You guys left Berlin. And we also have some maintenance to do. I like to call it maintenance, but really it's suffering for Johanna Wagner.
Naturally.
So first off, you need to roll for guilt. See how you're feeling this. So it's just a simple 2d10 roll plus 0 for this.
Okay, give me a sec, because I remember that I had written stuff down.
Roll
I
for.
thought it was in this notebook.
The guilt weighs heavy on her heart.
Are you looking for notes, or are you looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I also sent a link to the notes page.
yeah. Huh. I feel like that was probably our alien game because I'm noticing.
No, we'll play the alien game.
Samples, escorted home, save people. Like, wait a sec, that's not right.
You're like, ah.
So you're gonna roll? Like keep it together.
All right. Well, whatever. I'm gonna just deal with that later because it appears to not be in this. So it's 2d10.
Mm-hmm.
That one and that one. Yeah. That's D10.
Not 2d4,
Sure. That would get awkward.
Mitchell.
No, just if you want to play it on hard mode.
Oh god. We just play Russian roulette mode.
Yeah.
I got a 5 and a 9. So what is that?
5 and a 9, so that's a 14. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you are. There's something about today, whether it be the weather or the slight meeting of the eyes of people as you go past them down the road. But you were reminded of your major guilt. So think about that a little bit and kind of give us when you're ready what that looks like.
Okay. Huh. So I suppose as she's walking down the street, it is a thing where basically she kind of has, you know, when you get like deja vu, so it's like that feeling of like you guys would notice like she like will pause a minute as somebody's like walking by or like across the street or something like that, and just like seems to recognize them for a second and, you know, freezes, but then kind of shakes it off. So I think that's how it would manifest.
Oh, snap. All right. And then we have your cursed background, so roll that 2d10 again.
Have a gun, it's okay.
11.
All right. So you are one step closer to the confrontation. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah. One step closer to that inevitable fate that will seal you forever within it.
So is that under stability?
No, this is a special disadvantage.
Okay.
Basically, your fate has already been sealed. Perhaps you're dying from a disease, been
Okay.
promised, etc. So there's just points that lead up, and then when you finally get to a certain threshold.
Okay. I feel like I had one from the last.
You did, yeah.
Okay. So I have one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a
Is there
total of
any-
2 now.
Okay. So. And that is. What is it again? Dark Fate?
Condemned.
Condemned. Okay. And then was there anything else I needed to keep track of on my point total?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool. Because I remember I had fucking notes, but I don't remember what notebook
You were right with the alien ones.
right? Like, it's like, use the bolter. I'm like, fuck. Maybe it's in this
Am
index.
I an android?
I
secret
did
android?
kill most of the party in that game awkwardly, but it was
I got
totally not my fault.
I got out.
All right. So
Where?
the cold pierced my emaciated body. The wind swirled along the streets, sweeping away the snowy sheet covering countless frozen bodies. A twisted, white-gray hand protruded from the icy mass of corpses, beckoning to me with crumpled fingers. Far away the artillery thundered, but here only the wind could be heard. The bitter chill dulled all other sounds. I stepped through the dark doorway, descending the stairs. The stove stood cold when I entered the small cellar. I saw Yuri's twisted body on the floor, dead. I turned him over to confirm. His bony face was gray-white and hollow. Magda lay curled up in his lifeless arms. She glanced up at me with empty eyes, but she was alive. I freed her gently from the deathly embrace and lifted her up. She said nothing. 2 ration cards lay inside Yuri's coat. I pocketed Yuri's cards for myself, hesitated a moment, and then took Magda's as well. She saw me do it, stared accusingly, as if she understood I had just signed her death warrant. At first, I thought about leaving her there, but the reproachful gaze made me wrap her in Yuri's coat, place her on his sleigh, and take her with me. We crossed the canal and came up the street. 2 people staggered along the wall of the house across the road. A patrol guarded the crossing by the opera house, its stone steps covered with frozen corpses. I passed the enclosure, the sentries on the bridge, and then turned left toward Kalinko's house. 2 sagging guards stood outside the gate. They barely looked at me when I knocked on the door. An old man opened it. I placed the sleigh with Magda on it in front of the gate and stumbled backwards. Those who entered Kalinko's door seldom come out again. The old man gave me a toothless grin, lifted the girl with one arm as if she were a light package, and then shut the gate behind him. I staggered back over the bridge, through the snowy drizzle. So, you guys have arrived back. Wes Davis concerned about his wife, and the dreams have been, or should I say nightmares have been persisting. We'll say it's been 2 days, appropriate. Despite closing your eyes, you feel as if you haven't slept in several days. Each of you have been going to bed with a feeling as if someone was watching. Little black beady eyes in the darkness, just ever so obscure that you can't see the facial expressions, but sometimes you imagine it's smiling at you. It's not a warm smile.
Sabine still missing?
She is. Has been.
How are our plague, the pustules and the things that we have?
I mean, you've probably tried to cover it up by now. It hasn't progressed. It feels like whatever occurring has been affecting your mind more than anything else. Some of you still have those little bumps and ridges in the between of your fingers. Wake up damp and wet at times.
Were we able to find out anything more? Because, like, we had received a couple more books, I recall.
You did. You took a couple of things from Magda's house.
Yeah.
Several books concerning the exorcism of certain entities through dreams.
Yeah.
Furthermore, you had talked to a Dr. Richter back in Berlin who desperately wanted to meet with you. He seemed to know exactly what your red black boils are that are on you were, though you guys left in a hurry to make sure Sabine is okay.
Yeah, and so about that, I don't know where Sabine is, right?
Correct, yeah.
Right.
And there has been some talk in the office concerning you and a possible police investigation concerning malintent.
Right. Okay. So right away, I know of the closer people in this group. one of them might be sympathetic to me, and another one would bite my fucking head off. And I don't know. I just have a feeling she has a gun. So I just get these ideas in my head. I just like I can't explain how she got it. I just know she has one now.
Okay.
And I think it has something to do with me. So I'm gonna invite Hans over, actually, once I've confirmed that Sabine is missing. I won't elaborate. Yeah.
Okay. What time of day would you call him?
I guess in the morning, to see when you, like, before work, because I would want to go, and I need to get the sitter.
Okay. Yeah.
So after the sitter leaves, so it'd just be afternoon, 2 days after last session's events.
Yeah, and Mr. Davis, there's one particular individual who's very enthusiastic about your recent solitary nature. A certain secretary who
Catherine.
who has given you much sympathy, much condolences, and has asked to cook for you if you so wish.
No thanks. Unless you're gonna make me roll dice to determine how I take that.
Nope, not at this point.
Okay, thanks for I appreciate your mercy. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Hans will agree to meet with him at whenever time in the evening at some point, and we'll go over there. He can't remember or doesn't really care at this point if if your character is trying to remain dry. He is bringing a bottle of something.
Yeah, you can't tell it. He's either like sick, sleepless, or stressed out.
Yeah.
Or all three, or just two of them. Yeah, it's not his day. Mm-hmm. But
on another note, for each of you, there has been a copy of your medical records that have been sent to you. It looks like it was requested by yourself, and also sent to a location in Berlin.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
What name is on it for Hans?
Oh, yeah, Hans.
Okay. Okay, he's a little bit okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna eat it. Like yeet. Don't care.
I mean, I want to check that out. I will inform Hans. Just like, hey, did you get this thing?
I got the medical record. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember doing any of that?
I did not look at it. I just burned it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait.
I don't.
I thought that we have to go somewhere to pick them up, or no?
The medical records?
Yeah.
No. So it looks like almost as if in modern times, if you kind of request medical information and they send like a copy elsewhere, but then also send you a copy. It's very much like that. You received that physical letter that said, thank you. Your other copy was sent to Alexanderplatz post office in Berlin.
Woo!
A post office?
Yeah, like a P.O. box.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Does it say anything specific in there that's out of whack or no?
No, I mean, other than like it's an up-to-date request for medical information that you obviously never requested.
So does this address sound familiar to you, like at all? Because it doesn't seem like it's standard operating procedure.
I don't know why they sent them to us. We did not. Did you ask for yours?
No,
of course not. No, the name doesn't ring a bell for me. It doesn't ring a bell to him, does it? I don't think it does. I don't have it in my notes, so I'm going to say it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, does not ring a bell. I'm actually about to head out. I'm going to see Massachusetts.
See,
Massachusetts.
You know the guy, our friend.
Oh, why didn't he invite me along?
I think he wants to have what we call a man-to-man talk.
I don't want to die. That's I don't. It's not much more complicated than that.
Oh man, fucking patriarchy.
I agree. Fucking patriarchy. It's
Give him all of the shit for me, please.
I will do. But if you don't hear from me, we know what happened to Sabine. Then all right.
Listen, I'm sure she's just fine.
So, what do you guys know? You just know that I filed a missing person report because I probably would have had to. You can't your wife can't go missing. And
what Hans knows,
you can't be like nah. She's
Uh-huh.
not missing. I just don't know where she is and I can't find her.
Yeah.
Why don't
just
you file a missing
disappeared
person
under
report?
suspicious circumstances. It's like,
Would
whatever.
you like to know, Weather Boy? Yeah.
Hans knows that you guys had a tenuous relationship, that there was things going on he doesn't know of, that you guys went to an apartment together. You have missing time at the same time Sabine is now gone. Hans is pretty sure that you done killed her. Like, he is pretty sure you done killed her.
Yeah.
Like, Hans, are you gonna be okay?
So yeah. So
Like,
what
Fine.
go missing either. 'Cause,
I have dealt with bigger men than him in more ways than I can say.
So what I told the
It's
cops
fine.
was I hadn't seen her. I don't know if this. I have to make sure that this will add up. But I got a call before I headed that way that she was visiting an apartment. I got a call from one of my friends saying that he saw her on the other side of town.
With a guy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell
with
the cops
me.
that's the last time I saw her. So she fucked off with Dude Man, and she's gone. She just left me, and that's what I'm suspicious of. Is that I went and wherever she was going, someone else said that she saw a guy. I'll tell the cops to go ask my friend what the guy looked like. I've got no clue who it was, but that's the last time I saw her. So she
Which could
mostly
be
just
really
sounds-
bad.
Yes.
Yeah. The only information I have about your character is what Hans has told me, and
Yep.
just how shady and squirrely he was.
When is I
So
feel like
it could
this
be
is every interaction we have as two players. Is you're always like you're always fucking on to me or something. just something. Even if I didn't do it, you're just on to me. And I'm
Oh my
pseudo
God.
innocent, and you're just like, I'll get you.
I do like
I'm gonna
playing.
get me too, huh?
I do like playing Inquisitor type characters. in general.
and I like playing the sneaky ones. Usually it's me that's like I have something like
Yeah, you wouldn't. Like, look at that face. Like that's an innocent face. Like that face could do no wrong. But you.
you.
So that's what
Yes.
the cops presumably could call this eyewitness and get another report. Like, hey, that's
They've done their due diligence.
yeah.
I don't want to say this because obviously the DM, but if they give a description of Hans is actually wanted, which would be muy bad.
No, this was I think a day or two before.
I'm saying he's wanted law-wise.
Yeah.
And no, that I don't know, but that's not my call. That's the DM. So
watch the Black Madonna campaign just like crumple in on itself as everyone just gets sent to prison.
I mean, I wouldn't get
That's a derail I'm ready for.
Extradited.
Yeah.
All
so
right. Yeah, going over.
Yeah, I'm gonna invite you.
Johanna just has a gun. They're like, how the hell?
Anyway, yes, I will.
This looks like I am a working woman
You are.
this post-wall falling thing. Like, I gotta protect myself. Like, there's no law here. Are you kidding me?
Don't know
in Germany.
You just don't know how you got it.
All right. So yes, I will. I'll, if you don't hear from me, Joanna, you know where to find me. Probably in his basement. All right.
Okay, or in the walls. Let's be
On
honest.
the walls. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
is
doesn't
that
have
is
a
using your
basement.
head.
Yeah,
Using your head.
exactly.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right.
All right. I'm going to look into this PO box thing. And I will see if I can recover your records because that seems prudent.
No need to. You don't need to. Don't worry yourself about me. That is fine. I don't care. But if you want to, go for it. I don't. Your time.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Hans will go over and ring the doorbell and knock and hello, Massachusetts.
Yeah, so Massachusetts doesn't open the door.
What?
It
No.
opens up, and you see this little boy staring up at you.
Oh crap.
Behind him, the TV is kind of like crackling to the black and white snow as he looks up at you.
Is your... And he's gonna have to really think about the name. What was his name? Henry. Is your name Henry, little boy?
He shrugs and just
Doesn't
walks
know.
away.
Okay. Well, door's open. I go in. He'll go in. Hello? He'll call out. Hello? Massachusetts?
If I'm awake, I'm gonna be I'm out on the back porch.
Okay. Hans will go through the house and just kind of look at everything. Are there any pictures of like you and Sabine, of Henry?
Yeah, a couple. Not a lot. Place is just kind of a mess. You could tell like the sitter came because there's like a pile of cleaned dishes, but not put away, like wet, recently cleaned dishes, but everything else is a mess. So I'm not like just tidy like that.
Is there still like Sabine articles of clothing about like shoes and jackets and that type of stuff?
Yeah, no, you would think, yeah. All our stuff is here. No, didn't pack up anything. At least presumably, unless there's something I don't know. But I'm gonna walk in.
Okay.
Feel that cold air waft in from the sliding door, but
I
a drink.
I got my own. Let's have a drink. Let's have a couple of drinks.
Make a bar out of this kitchen island apartment.
Yeah. More drinks. It'll be a long silence because Hans isn't gonna.
I'll break it.
Okay.
Where did you say you were from?
I am from a small town, Freitag.
Yeah, I never heard of it. I want to know if I can trust. Well, I want to know if I can trust anyone. I don't have a lot of options, but you just don't seem much like a snitch. Can I confide in you?
Men have their own secrets. Men have plenty of secrets, and I am not someone who does not. I have plenty of my own. I am not going to talk to anyone. You're free to confide.
Well, you'll probably hear this from other people, but I haven't the slightest clue where my wife went.
None?
No. Nope. And that's actually it's sort of a lie on my part for the DM. If that, because I have a clue. I just don't know. I don't know what I don't know. But one day she was here. She left in a moment's notice. I even lied to the police about it. I don't want to lie any more than I have to, but I don't think I could tell the truth about the last time I saw her.
That is understandable. I don't think that anybody would believe you, and I think that it would not look good for you.
No. Not. No.
What do you remember of that apartment, of the last time you saw her?
nothing useful. She was asleep in the car. That's the last thing I remember. And then she was gone. We were on the other side of town. I drove home. As much as I like to tell myself she found a way back, I don't even know if she did. She's just missing.
Have you found anything suspicious here? Blood or any sort of signs of violence of anything?
Yeah, except for the bruises on your kid's shoulder.
He
Nothing
also
was
had blood
amiss.
on him at the apartment, right? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that. Hans doesn't know that though.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance to let me pretend that didn't happen.
Okay.
And ignore the kid thing. Just because I don't want to. It's a hard truth, and I don't know the answer to that. But I'm going to go over to my mail stand, a little slotted thing, and pull out my copy of this medical transcript and hand it to you.
Hans will
Look.
take a look at it. Yeah, or look at it. You received one too. I got one too, and so did our friend. You did not request this, correct?
No.
Neither did us. Neither did we.
Oh, question.
Yeah,
Did Sabine get a copy in the mail?
she did.
Okay, well, yeah, I got 2 copies. I didn't order this, and I don't know how it was requested in the first place. They wouldn't have been able to verify identity. You said you got a copy?
I did,
So,
and so did Miss Faulkner.
I guess that rules out Sabine in a way. See, I thought she ordered it, but apparently not.
Is there any other family that she has that she could none?
Magda.
Magda is
It's
the
the only family I know of. It's definitely not with her. I filed a report. Maybe she really is missing.
I think
no, just do me a favor. If anybody asks, just say you didn't see her. It'd contradict what I said, and I could be extradited or worse.
I understand, and it would not be good and not be advisable for me to speak anyway, for the same reasons. It would not be good.
What do I get about your accent?
You can tell it's that it is he especially with you, he's not going to try and cover. It's very, very heavily accented with Russian. It is very Russian. But Miss Wagner is working right now to see if she can find out why we received the medical records. I spoke to her before I came here.
Okay. Should we meet up with her?
I think that she has a good mind for this. She has a good investigative mind, and we will need her as much as possible. If we have any hope of finding your wife, finding any sort of resolution to this. How's your son dealing with it?
Don't ask me about that. Just...
Okay. All right. I will call her. I'll call Jen's character, Helena. What I see online.
Johanna Wagner.
Wagner.
Wagner, yeah. I think of Kurt Wagner.
If you die, you die.
Wow.
Johanna, ring, ring, ring.
Hans, you are
Ah.
pleasantly alive.
Yes, pleasantly so. We have had the conversation of the men, and
How did that go?
Said it better in Russian.
yes, it's very good. It went well. I think that we could really use your investigative expertise, and he also and Sabine also received the medical records, just as we had.
But she's still.
She is still missing. Yes. Is there a convenient place that we can meet?
Yeah, we can meet at a stock location Mitchell gives us.
Well,
location.
first, Hans
Okay,
and
yes.
Johanna, if you would roll observe a situation. It
Okay.
is 2d10 plus your perception.
Hot diggity damn.
15.
16.
Ooh.
Look at me.
As you guys are talking to each other, you hear this.
Like on the line?
Yep.
Johanna, I will call you back. And Hans will hang up. Hans is just going to hang up.
Okay.
Because in his
Apartment
mind, somebody has just done tap the phone, and he is very familiar with people tapping the phone, and that freaks him out.
Are you in my apartment?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you okay?
I'm still in your apartment or your house.
How the hell did you hang up?
Someone's tapped your line. I have heard tapped lines before. Somebody has tapped your line.
Well, Johanna's just like,
Oh,
Hans?
no.
Hans, are you? Why are
I
you
think that's
breathing
entirely a
so
me
loud?
thing, right?
Do you have a cold? Are you okay?
All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, the breathing keeps going. I'm gonna. Yeah, walk over. There's a window right by the sink. The apartment. It's like a studio. Like it's like an open plan layout. I'm just gonna shut the curtain on the sliding glass door a little bit down.
Can I check the phone itself to make sure there's not like some sort of interference or like something on it? That
you
things to
look
do
over
that?
the phone. You don't have to roll for it. There's nothing
Okay.
on it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna check the locks on my door. Make sure everything's
Must be something on your line.
And this is the day before cell phones.
This is the day before cell phones. So Hans is going. Let's find a payphone. Let's find a payphone away from your house. We will call Joanna back.
Where did she say? Where did Johanna say she was going?
So I imagine Johanna would just call back, like, what the fuck?
Don't you hang up on me.
It hangs up. If the phone is ringing, Hans is not going to answer it. He'll look to you and be like, and it is tapped, but you are welcome to talk to her. I will not.
I'm not going to answer the phone.
We will give her a call.
Contemplating doing it, but I'm hesitant. So it'll probably just ring through.
Yeah. How quickly can you get a sitter for your son? Just leave him.
The TV will watch my child.
Yeah,
Here's an apple.
He's got more
Turn the
important
TV
things
on.
to do. As he's like playing with some toys in front of this like snowy TV that's going.
Your kid.
Parents are gonna kill me. I don't even want to call the sitter because you know the phone. I'm gonna call the sitter on my phone.
There's always Catherine. She's always available.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the sitter back and ask her to come in. Man, it's a fucking school night too. I feel bad, but
yeah. She'll show up.
All right.
Wait, I gotta think about let me think of an alibi before I ring her.
Wow.
Because I need to we need to throw.
While he's doing
Whoever's
this,
tapping the phone, we need to throw them off the trail.
I need to move my wife's body. Can you get here?
While he's doing this, can Hans like go down to the gas station and use a payphone while you're trying to figure out how to call this? Okay. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to call Joanna and let her know what's going on. There's a payphone down at the gas station. Be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the sitter. Her name's Katrina. I just said her name's Katrina because she can't be nameless. She can't be an unpaid extra. I'm gonna tell her that she forgot. She forgot something. Henry made a gift for her. For her
Oh,
birthday.
that's sweet.
She forgot to pick it up. It's a lie. Because
I know.
person. Okay, just making sure.
That's
God.
sweet.
Yeah, and then when she gets here, I'll just say, "Hey, can you watch? I know it's kind of shit notice, but I'll
About my gift.
pay a lot of money, and there's like alcohol here now. We're cool."
Yeah, she looks around and she looks at you. I'm sorry, Mr. Davis. I should be open and honest with you. Just so you know, I'm in contact with the police. I just wanted you to know that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, not that I think
Not-
you've done anything. I just
No,
just
of
wanted
course.
full transparency, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, that's all I would want. I spoke with him earlier. I hope they get this sorted out.
Me too. I miss her.
I miss her too, Katrina. If that even is your name. Sorry.
Speaking of which, it's been a tough couple days for you, Davis. I mean, you went back to alcohol. You haven't
keep listening.
slept
Yeah,
in several days, and this is just kind of bubbling up on you. So go ahead and roll Act Under Pressure. So it's 2d10 plus your coolness.
I'm a cool dad. I got a 1 and a 3, and I don't think there's a coolness that can save me from that. I'm not even gonna try to add it.
Ooh.
Act Under Pressure.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I got a 9 or below, so there
you
are consequences.
You're talking to this individual. You blink and you are in front of Hans outside at the gas station. You have no recollection whatsoever.
What does this look like for Hans? Who's on the phone with Johanna?
Yeah, you see him just come down the street casually.
Okay, Johanna, he's coming out. So if
he probably stares at you for like a full 30 seconds before he blinks, and then Davis is back.
Johanna?
Yes.
So between that short amount of time, he would have called Johanna and been like, someone is tapping Davis's line. I came down to the gas station to call you. Oh, here he comes now.
Oh.
He's coming over here. I don't know why he's coming. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just say.
Yeah, Johanna, one minute. Did you get the sitter? Did you contact the sitter?
The sitter. Yeah. No, I sorted that out.
Okay.
We're fine now.
Okay. All right, Johanna. Where's a good place to meet?
Stock location. Mitchell gets us.
You guys are going to Cafe Mozart.
Okay. Cafe Mozart. Okay.
Yeah, about 6 blocks from where you guys are now. So as you guys are heading over, Davis, assuming you put your hand in your pocket, you feel some kind of like a tuft of some strands of something in your pocket.
Hans is looking out for like people watching them. Like he's on super
in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perception mode.
Tufts. I'm just gonna look down. I'm gonna like pull it out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Bunny a little bit.
You see like there's several strands of blonde hair.
Nope. Putting it back in my pocket. if you could excuse me a second. I have to use the restroom.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go use the bathroom and empty my pockets.
All right. Yeah, there's these tufts of blonde hair, very similar to Katrina's, as you flush it down the toilet.
Oh Lord. What have you done?
Always so pretty.
I just think it's funny, real funny. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So
He seems to not answer direct questions about where he is when suspicious stuff happens.
it's fine. Everything's
Everything is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys are at this cafe. It's this modest little thing with nice mosaic tiles on the floor, most of it worn over. A lovely wooden bar, but doesn't serve alcohol for the most part. Some wine, but mostly it's coffee of all sorts. Assuming you guys get some coffee, because it has been several days since you've had a good night of sleep.
I definitely get coffee, and I put whatever I had in my flask in into coffee. This is good. This is how cure cold.
I'm gonna take
Definitely coffee.
I'm gonna take credit cards. I'm gonna take my credit cards out of my wallet, and I'm gonna put them in my shoe, so I can come out and nonchalantly. I'm gonna open up my my wallet in front of my friends, and it looks like my credit card's not in there, and that's I must have left it on the counter. And I'm gonna ask the clerk at the shop if I can borrow their phone.
Of course, sir. It's just in the back.
All right.
And he points down this. It's a hallway you just came from with the bathrooms. It kind of dives down about 2 or 3 meters, and then the telephone, specked with its paint being rubbed off and such, just at the end there.
That was me dialing, and I'm gonna call my apartment.
All right. There's some ringing, and you hear your son's voice on the other line. Hello?
Hey, bud. Katrina on the line. Is she home?
She's in the bathroom.
The bathroom. Can you ask her to come pick up the phone?
She seems upset.
Why would she be upset?
I don't know.
Okay. How long has she been in there?
She went in there just after you left.
All right, I'll be home soon, bud.
Okay. And you hear that click.
Dad of the year.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna come back, sit with my friends, I guess. I'm just trying to come up with an excuse to leave without sounding super sketchy, but I gotta wait on it because I can't. Yeah, you can't have suspicious shit back to back. That's too much.
Yeah.
Gotta space it
You
out.
gotta space it out a
They
little.
can't. Yeah, they can't be adjacent.
So
All
Hans
right.
would offer Joanna some of the flask in her coffee as well. Do you want to? Yeah.
No, I need the caffeine. So all right. So where we currently stand, Magda, who we all have tangentially known in some way, has died horribly, though the circumstances under which she has died appear to be different depending on who was observing at the given time. Correct.
It was the worms, correct? I'm looking to Davis because I think he was the one that had seen what Hans had seen, or somebody had.
Yeah, someone else. I think it was you, because it wasn't me. I did
Yeah,
not.
I know it wasn't you.
Yeah, it was Davis and Hans.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It was the worms, correct? It was the things that came out of her.
I know what I saw.
I know what I saw. We don't know what you saw, Joanna.
I did not see anything to that effect, but I have seen things that have made me question exactly. And then that book, and I'm finding it difficult to separate what is how much of this is real and how much of this is just these paranoid delusions, right? Because that's what it has to be. You know, all of that, the exorcisms and the forces described in those mad writings, like it's insanity, right?
It is possible. That is probably the most, how do you say, scientific solution, is that this is all in our heads, that we are making this up, that our friend is not having missing time, that, you know, I don't see my ex-lover, that, you know, the worms didn't happen. That is all, it's all in our head. That is that logical explanation. I don't know if I believe that. Don't know.
What is your thoughts? You're an ambassador, right? Ian?
Yeah. Whatever Kramer is writing about, I don't know what the origins are, what's causing this, but whatever we are going through, he must have been going through, and it could be drugs. I know what I saw, and it seemed real as day, but
it has to be perhaps some sort of shared delusion. You know, maybe something in that apartment infected us. Like, we were there for a long time, and you know, who knows what they were experimenting with beyond the wall.
Weird stuff.
I mean, I believe that is putting it incredibly lightly, but yes.
The things that I heard were only hearsay. But psychological warfare, drugs, crazy head shit. Yeah. We're working on it. To what extent, and if it could be here, I don't know. The book, Sharana, you mentioned the book.
Yes.
What is that about?
Mitchell?
Yeah,
dreamy
so
book.
yeah, the Changeling the Dreaming
Power of
book.
Dream.
Changeling the Dreamling. The Dreamling.
So you had the diary from Magna, which very much depicts her time in an inevitable rant into what feels like madness, especially concerning a Philip, who seems to be very angry at her as well. You also have the Compendium Somnia by Philip Honigberg, Sogni Segreti by Gaspare Cerelli, and Somniant ex Inferno by Dronicus.
So, this Philip guy seems to be someone who is still alive. Do we have any details on him or ways to figure out perhaps anything more about him? Because this wasn't the person, Mitchell, that they had mentioned had died, right?
Correct. This person is still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any ties to him and the Slavic Association?
There are. Yes.
Okay. I have that
Yep.
written down. We could pay a visit to him. We could try and find him in the German Yellow Book, whatever that is. White pages.
Yeah, I can also like, there has to be databases, well, not databases, but like ways that, you know, like journalists have records of various people of interest and sources and stuff.
Yeah, generally like
I know a guy.
Yeah,
You know a
knowing
guy?
people, you can look at medical records, government, medical newspaper, check out what the police have to say.
Yeah.
There's also the connection to the Mantra Bookshop located in Berlin as well.
The Mantra Bookshop. Is that where Magda?
She's associated with it. Yeah, there was
Okay.
mention of it in previous journals.
All right, so we
Yeah.
must remember that our friend, looking at Davis, he might have eyes on him. Catch, meaning that I think that anything that you do from here on out is going to be watched by somebody. And I don't know if having us or being investigating this will be a detriment to you.
So why would they be tapping your line, Mr. Davis?
Well, for starters, I'm a diplomat in the U.S. Embassy. If they thought they could get away with this shit, maybe they would just try it.
Have they done? Is this a thing they've done before? Is this common practice? And who is they specifically? Do you think? Is it the German government or Russians or some sort of outside forces? Like, basically, just help me understand.
I'm here to understand. I just know that someone was on that line, and I don't know how far this goes or where this rabbit hole is going to end up, but obviously some people have their eyes on us.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess for the time being, if you guys want to explore, if we want to explore our individual ways of determining who this person is, where they might be, and then meet up at a select time here again before proceeding further, that might be a good idea. Because in that way, we won't be communicating in ways that can be traced.
I think that will be for the best. I know I have things that I have to go handle. But I think the less that we are seen with one another, probably the best for all of us.
Agreed.
Here.
Go Team Venture.
Follow a little notepad. I'm going to write something down. Let's meet. I know a coffee shop. Let's meet there tomorrow.
What time?
Let's say 10 a.m.
Ugh, that's early.
And then on the note, I'm going to write 2 copies. And on the piece of paper, I'm going to write not 10 a.m., meet at noon. And then I'm going to write Mantra Bookshop, not a coffee shop. Because he doesn't like to be eavesdropped on.
That's weird.
It's weirder if you like being eavesdropped on.
Get this fetish.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll see you guys then.
Yeah.
Everything is perfectly normal and okay.
Go Team Venture.
Nothing shady here, and I really need to get back to my house to make sure.
Your kid is like.
It's not even like
dead
making
babysitter.
Sure things are okay. It's like making sure things are not that bad.
No, things are that bad.
Not terrible.
Things are bad. I just need to make sure things aren't landing me in jail that night. So, right away. Yeah. I'm gonna act like I'm not in a hurry, but I'm in a hurry.
All right, cool.
Let's get back. Boy, I sure am excited to see my son. Can't wait to see my boyo.
Boyo.
I'm so excited to see him I could cry.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys all head off in different locations. Johanna Wagner, what are you doing?
So basically, I want to tap whatever, information networks I have access to as a journalist to try to find out more about this dude, where his haunts are, what connections he had, that kind of stuff.
All right.
With my reasoning and investigation.
Yeah. So as you're probably one of the first things you do is call the Berlin newspaper and see if they have anything concerning Philip. What you do, what your contact there does say, is that Philip is very much associated with two other individuals, Anton Mahler and Sasha Pokodin.
Anton Mahler and
Usually associated with each other.
Sasha what?
Sasha Pokodin.
Okay. Were they mentioned in either of the book or the diary?
They were, yes.
Okay.
So the three come up associated with Philip because there are several retracted articles about disappearances, organized crime, and ritualistic murder that these three, their names are associated with.
Can I see any of the crime scenes from the ritual murder and stuff like that?
So everything has been redacted completely. Your contact at newspaper said you could try the police,
Okay.
but if the police force them to redact something, she kind of urges caution.
So it was the police who redacted it?
The order came from the police, but it came from elsewhere.
All right. So I guess, yeah, I would call up the police next to see if I can get anything there.
All right. Who do you know at the police? Go ahead, make it up. Make up that name.
I suck at making names.
Something German.
Fuck. What's a good German name?
Fair.
God damn it! I just keep thinking Hans. Fuck. Friedrich Leitner.
Dietrich
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Friedrich.
All right.
Nickname is Fritz.
Yes.
Fritz. Fritz.
All right. So, speaking to the individual who kind of meets you at some park, not too far from the precinct, he sits down and just kind of stares forward with these pair of sunglasses on and this long trench coat. It is cold here, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So this is totally my, deep throat moment of like, this is a parking garage, only lit by the cigarette. All right. Hey Fritz. Can you give me the skinny on this Philippe, Anton Mahler, and Sasha Pokodin?
I can tell you Philippe and Kramer and the other two that you talked about, they were suspects in this satanic ritual murders. But there wasn't enough evidence to start the judicial process.
So, do you happen to have any photos of those crime scenes? Because I feel like that might be, like, this stuff that's going on with Magda might be connected.
Stuff going on with Magda?
I was there was a journalist that I looked up to, Magda Orlova.
Orlova.
Yeah. And she was looking into, at least from what I had heard, she was looking into those ritual things, and appears to have become the victim of them instead. But I don't know enough of what is going on, and I feel like I am in something way over my head, and I'm worried that I could be next. So anything that you can give me to understand what the fuck is happening, like it could quite literally mean the difference between having less bodies on the ground.
Or it could get you killed.
I mean, I could get killed anyway, but I would rather die with the understanding of what I am facing than die with my head in the sand. Um like I don't want to get killed because I am ignorant of what it is that I am facing.
He takes a long puff of his cigarette. Go ahead and roll charisma for influence another.
Okay. Okay. 10.
Ooh, that's nice. All right. So she does what you asked, but the GM chooses one.
What?
Sorry. So it's kind of it's powered by the apocalypse. So you have your 3 variances. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what because he's gonna do what you're asking the information, but there comes a complication.
Oh, okay.
As usual. All right, cool. I will. So you, as you're talking to him during these moments, you notice, because it's getting pretty late. The lamps are slowly turning on. That there is an individual down across the street, watching you with a little bit more than the casual scrutiny that you're used to. But the police officer takes another puff. Someone high up in the justice system is protecting them. Detectives at the homicide squad tell stories about closed investigations, missing evidence, and witnesses mysteriously dying of overdoses. It's not something you often dive into. Not if you want to continue having a job. But I've heard that this Philippe, he's listed as Europe's most prominent and powerful Satanist. That voodoo, dark magic crap. He's never been convicted, but he's connected to at least 2 murders and 1 disappearance. One of which... Go ahead.
Do you have their names?
Of?
The victims?
I don't know. Much of it has been redacted. I know he was seen with 2 Romanian boys whose dismembered bodies were later found in plastic bags in the River Spree. The investigation was closed. No evidence. And then the witness who saw Philippe and the 2 boys together vanished without trace. Bogodin is another matter. They say he's a mafia leader in East Berlin. And I suspect that the 3 that you mentioned meet regularly. Or at least that's what I've heard.
What about Mahler?
Anton Mahler. He has contacts with the German intelligence services. And some would say he's a security risk. Any investigation into his background has only yielded falsehoods. Many believe it's fabricated, all of it.
So, do you mean like the Stasi?
Maybe.
Would that name ring a bell for me?
It probably will, yeah.
Okay, I see.
Many think that the Slavic Association functions as a cover for these activities that they do. But once again, all the evidence just disappears. I don't know why you're looking into this, Wagner.
You know me, Fritz. When I get a whiff of story or some sort of lead, I can't let it go until either I see its end or its end finds me.
Well, if you want to keep sniffing out stories, I suggest you take this, be content with it, and dive no further. It's deep waters where you're headed.
I'll do my best, but thanks a lot. This really means a lot.
Yeah. He gets up and tosses another cigarette down.
Say, that guy at 10 o'clock, is that one of yours?
I'm by myself.
I see. Alright.
Good luck, Wagner.
You too, man. I'm gonna stick to well-lit areas.
All right. You start heading home. You notice immediately that once you start going down a block, this individual starts following you as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do my best to find crowded places to try to see if I can lose them in a crowd. Like I don't know if there's like a movie getting out or something like that kind of thing.
Ooh. So you might find a movie and just kind of walk around the theater till a group heads out. Once you roll act under pressure, which is your roll plus your coolness.
Ooh, 14.
Ooh, nice. All right. So you walk by the theater and just like right on cue, several people come out, and you lose this individual through an alleyway as you kind of cross it and go to the other side of the block. As you kind of look backwards down the alleyway to ensure you aren't being followed, you see this trail of water slick on the ground in the alleyway. And for the briefest of seconds, you swear you almost saw like the water moving, as if something was underneath, rippling and scratching to get out.
That's not okay.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Going home?
Yup. I need to leave.
I'm in danger.
Pretty much.
You go up, climb up the steps to your apartment, townhome. What do you have?
Yeah, I think a townhome.
Yeah. Flip on the lights. Sadly, probably due to the snow or something like that. The lights don't turn on. So you're just in this empty.
I do have a cat though.
Oh, yeah.
Aw. Mitchell's cat noises are always horrifying. Every cat is horrifying.
Okay.
My cat okay?
No, no, it's not.
Feels like it.
Okay. Oh.
What do you do to comfort yourself? You've had a pretty stressful night. It will probably be another sleepless night.
I will make some tea. And look over my notes and pet my cat and, I don't know, read a book or something.
All right. You sit down, have some candles lit so you can see. You see the tea kettle kind of beginning its transition into boiling water and such. And it feels like a good night. And we're going to cut you off right there as we hop over to Davis.
We take a 5-minute break.
Oh, yeah. We can take a 5-minute break. All right, guys. See you in 6 minutes.
Okay.
Bye. Hey, what's up? And welcome back to Petty Fartel Plays Kult, the Black Madonna. Good times. All right, so last time we checked, we were hopping over to Wes Davis as he is heading back to his apartment.
Where
Get
he
the credit
totally
card out of my
hasn't
shoe.
murdered anybody.
Put it back in my wallet. I didn't really need that trick, but it's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna open the door with my set of keys and come in. What do I see?
So you're back in your living room. Your son is asleep on the living room floor in front of the TV.
This poor kid.
A little picture of you guys at the beach held in his little hand. But it's empty as far as you see.
Check the bathroom. Do I hear like running water or anything in there?
You do, yeah. Kind of like some dripping.
I'm knocking the door. Katrine?
No response.
I've weighed everything and I'm going to open the door.
All right. You step in. The faucet is slightly on. Some of the drops kind of trickling down into the bowl. The first thing you notice is on the floor there is a single tooth. But nothing else within the bathroom is odd.
Is Katrine in here?
Nope. Empty bathroom.
A single tooth.
Yep.
I don't like the picture that this is painting, so I'm going to flush that tooth down the toilet.
All right.
That's not where the tooth fairy lives.
In this one, all the tooth fairies are just in the
Sewer tooth fairy.
Yeah.
That's a
So
spoiler.
why don't you roll to keep it together? This is so you're
Yeah.
gonna roll 2d10 plus your willpower.
Why is he even trying to keep it together? You know? I got a 1 and a 10.
All right, yeah,
That's average. So I would have gotten between a 10 and a 14 anyway. Let me find my dossier. Keep together.
So
Plus 1, so 12.
all right. So I'm gonna choose you will be haunted by the experience at a later time. Doing anything before you head to bed?
Yeah, pay it forward, man.
Yeah, pay it forward.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna move Henry to his bed.
Pick him up gently. Place him upon his little bed near yours.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna call it a night. I'm losing it, man. How am I doing physically? Am I still pretty sick?
Yeah,
Oh,
slight
cool.
fever. You got those boils between your fingers.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, still can't
But
sleep.
yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna not go to sleep. I'm gonna watch TV because I can't even sleep.
You're gonna stare and like be motionless and
Yeah.
pretend you're sleeping.
I'm just gonna awake it off.
Yeah, listen, you gotta fake it till you make it. Like
Exactly.
that's how that works.
That is for sleep. That is true.
Yeah. So somewhere between the night and the day, you drift off. You feel your hands upon something wet, something skinny, and as you look down, you see Katrina's neck in between your hands as you notice that it's the water from the toilet that has kind of splashed up upon your hands is making it difficult to hold on to, and she is not making the task easier. But nonetheless, you were able to get her head into the toilet, and it's done in a very vicious and rough manner. Her head contorted into shapes that a human head shouldn't be in, with what you're pretty sure is half her jaw on the ground of the bathroom floor. You kind of sit back, your pants wet. And there's a knock at the door.
Look, my pants are wet. Is it blood?
Mm-hmm. But mostly water.
Blood, mostly water. Okay. Gonna get up and check and see if Henry's asleep.
You get up, open the door. It is pitch black, darkness on the other side.
On the other side of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. You've opened up the door, and that's just darkness into the rest of
A
your
void.
Yeah.
A shapeless void, or it like it's the layout of my apartment.
Shapeless void.
I'm scared shitless, and
You feel a tap at your shoulder.
Okay, I look over my shoulder.
Kind of getting right up to your face. You can smell her breath is Sabine. Her eyes are just gone, bruised and bleeding. She opens her mouth, and you kind of hear an alarm sound, almost like a ringing of something. And then you wake up that morning, open your eyes, and you see your alarm clock kind of doing this normal ringing. Roll to keep it together.
I got a 9 and a 3. And then we're going to add... you got willpower to that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, willpower is 1.
All right. So what are you feeling? Because we're going to give you a -1 stability based on either you're angry, sad, scared, guilt-ridden, or obsessed, or maybe you're distracted.
You pick between sad or guilt-ridden, because I'm starting to think that I just murdered my wife in cold blood and forgot about the entire thing. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that alarm clock and I'm gonna pull it out of the wall as fast as I fucking can.
You rip it out. We're gonna say sad. This is
okay. Good. Yeah. So instead of guilty drinking, I'm gonna be sad drinking on my kitchen island until the early afternoon.
exactly.
Like, which one of us hasn't done that though? So
yeah.
Hi. Woo.
Hans, how's your trip back? Where are you headed to?
Oh man. Okay. So Hans,
He's like, well, this alarm clock just woke me up.
yeah, exactly. Hans would have how far or how close is the bookshop?
The bookshop that was mentioned earlier?
Yes.
So that's in Berlin.
Okay, that's too far. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, Hans has he's gonna let these two, or at least Joanna. Joanna seems to be the very smart one and has, her head in the right place. So Hans has some things he has to deal with himself. So he is going to go to a certain kind of bar, and is going to find somebody.
All right.
Yeah.
So why don't you trying to think like a sexy roll.
Sexy roll. All my rolls are sexy.
Charisma?
Avoid harm. Yeah, just roll
No,
charisma.
I don't want to avoid that. I want to get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to get smashed, please.
Please.
Yeah,
Yes.
so 2d10 plus your charisma.
Okay. 12 total. 9 and 3.
Excellent. All right. So you actually find two different individuals who are more than willing to accommodate Hans on this very cold
It's
night.
both time at same time?
Yeah.
Oh, it's at same time. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Excellent.
Same time.
Same time. Yes. And Hans will let's just say that he knows of a place, like some sort of hostel or something like that, where it's stupid cheap hourly rent thing that people keep identities undercover and everything. And he will utilize that and not go back to his apartment.
Perfect. All right. So you guys have a wild, crazy time.
I roll for I don't know, fortitude. Fortitude.
Roll fortitude.
Oh man, that got a 16. That's a 7 and an 8, and I have +1, 16. Yeah.
You take it like a champion.
Yeah.
I do.
There are no complications.
Damn straight. It is good. It is good for all. Russian national anthem starts playing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
So in the middle of the night, you're woken up by a noise. Your sleep is usually restless anyway. It was definitely before, and even more so now, with the ever feeling that someone's watching and creeping up on you.
Do I have any boils on my dick?
No.
That's good.
Yeah. Protect what's important.
I did. I wanted to make sure to make sure he doesn't have to cover for that. All right. So, and this is, where did the sound come from? What does it sound like?
The living room, like a creak of something, like a footfall on a wooden beam of some sort.
Oh no. Oh no. So, are the two dudes still here?
Yep,
with me?
they're by you, asleep.
Damn straight. Okay. Hans will kind of remove his arms from under each of them, and quietly as he can, as not to wake them, get up and go to I'll just say that he has a pocket knife because he doesn't have a gun. He'll get some sort of weapon implement if he doesn't already have a pocket knife, and something like that, and go investigate the noise.
All right, you step out. The living room is pretty small, just like this little strip with a TV and a couch. The windows open, so you get that nice breeze as well as some light pouring in. But for the most part, it looks empty. You see the kitchen just beyond. Yeah.
He'll go over to the window and look out and see if anybody is there, or if he sees anything suspicious.
Looking out, the snow slowly falling, some of it dripping onto your hair. It looks like a peaceful night, but there is something that catches your eye. As you are looking out, you notice one of the bricks on the building that you are occupying, just off to your left, looks loose.
Like, is it within arm's reach, or would I have to go out and like?
It's within arm's reach.
He will stick his arm out and poke at it and see if he can move it.
All right, you poke at it, and it indeed shuffles around a little bit.
I found the ways to Diagon Alley. There we go. I'm a wizard. He'll remove it if possible. Let it fall to the ground. Kill somebody.
All right, you pull it out and kind of lift it, bring it into the apartment. But hanging out of where the brick was, you see a wallet.
He's going to look around and be like, "What the fuck? What the hell? Jeez, what am I getting myself into?" He'll take the wallet.
All right, you grab the wallet, flipping it open. You recognize a symbol. It's a shield with a sword with the sickle and hammer.
Oh no!
Basically, you know this to be the Committee for State Security, often associated with the KGB.
GD. Yep. He had a similar badge himself at some point. Is there any other things in there that would give identity as to whose this was?
There's a picture of one of the individuals you slept with.
God damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh man. Yeah.
Go to the second guy.
Oh man. Oh fuck.
You could have a second gun if someone would offer Savage another
Oh man.
follow or buy a
What
T-shirt.
if he had a gun? Would he use it right now? I don't know. Hans has very little. I don't know. A gun would be really cool right now. I'm just saying. Make it worth your while.
Scratching your. I'll do
Come
it.
on.
Come on.
Gun. You can do it.
My email out
Okay.
just in case.
All right. Yeah, somebody. Hans will. Is there any money in the wallet?
No.
Okay. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
It just seems to have several pictures. Kind of as you investigate further, black and white, each one. Several of them have like a little X mark through them. But there are 4 left, and one of them is a picture of you, very, very kind of young.
Oh, I looked good there. I was looking
Yeah,
at it. I looked
you
great.
did, you looked good.
Ah, shit. All right. Hans is going to do what he has done before, and is going to look around wherever he is. Is there anything heavy? Is there anything sharp? Is there any sort of weaponry in this place?
There's a bookshelf end.
A
Kinda
bookshelf end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has like the atom, posing,
Hmm.
but made of metal and such.
Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be excellent. Oh man. Okay. So Hans is going to take that bookend, and he is going to do his best to I don't know. He doesn't have any blankets or anything to like muffle this with. Oh my god. He is going to quietly make his way back into that room.
But put a silencer on the bookend.
Yeah, I was gonna like put a silencer on this thing. I was thinking for like trying to cover the door, or like putting stuff under the jam or something to like silence what's about to fucking happen. And he would know more what to do than I would, because he has experience with this. I don't.
Yeah, I mean you're, not that any of us are experts, but you're pretty confident if you sneak up on him and get a good solid whack to the head.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. My question, his concern, of course, is the other guy.
Yeah, you
This
do have the
poor
guy
guy.
like sleeping right next to him. I mean, you were snuggled up in the middle, but
Yeah. No. Yet.
it's kind of hard to tell where you began and where they ended.
Wow,
Thanks,
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Thanks, Mitchell.
Wow.
Thanks, Mitchell.
Wow.
That was great. I love it. Okay.
Bastard.
So Hans will make his way into the room. Bless you.
Thank you.
He will close and lock the door behind him, or close the door, lock it, so that if at first he grabs it, he won't be able to open it. If anybody grabs it, he won't be able to open it.
Lock the door.
Yeah, lock the door. Remove, if there's a phone in here, remove the phone cord.
There's no phone in here, but it's out in the living
Okay,
room.
that's good. Okay. I'll say that he removes that one as well. Just
It's kind of
going back net. Slowly and quietly move his way over to the sleeping person who he now believes is a part of the KGB and is after him. And come on, guys, you can give me a gun now. I would really, really like a gun
I think they
with a silencer.
Yeah, I think they prefer
with a
you
silencer.
beat this person with
Beat
this
this-
blunt object.
Excellent.
I mean,
That's
or you could just smother him with a pillow.
I could smother him. I could smother him. Or I'm going to hit him in the back of the head, which is what Hans is going to do. Hans is going to just hit him on the back of the head, probably several times.
All
It's
right.
probably going to be horribly bloody. This is where the violence happens.
So I'm gonna need you to roll not a combat thing, but I'm gonna need you to roll keep it
Okay.
together. Because as you raise your hand with this
Okay.
blunt object, you notice that his eyes are upon you, looking at you as he's laying there.
Ooh, okay. I do have things that actually help assist. I have weapons master, and
Ooh,
what does that do? Yeah, it does stuff. And I'm lightning fast, so yeah. I have page numbers of what they do. But anyway, coolness, right? Yes. I have rolled a 12 total.
all right, cool.
That's not a good laugh.
Yeah, no, this is excellent for me. I love it.
We're gonna give you you become angry, -1 stability.
Ooh, okay.
As you look down upon this person, who you probably know hunted down people like you, and here he is indulging himself in the same activities. As you bring this heavy bookshelf in right into the base of his nose, as it just kind of caves in like paper mache.
Horrible sound.
Yeah.
All right.
You give it 3 more whacks, and it's silent, except you can kind of hear this gurgling sound. As a professional, you know this is the blood seeping into the throat. Between that and the pain, he's slowly suffocating.
All right.
It's quiet though.
It is quiet.
So you look down at him.
I'll look down at him.
The other individual gets up.
Oh no. Can I go and attack him? I'm lightning fast. I have.
Yeah. He kind of puts up his hand. He's like, please.
Nope. I am sorry.
All right. Roll to keep it together.
Oh fucking man. Things I do for love. Holy shit.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 1 and a 2. I get a +2. So total that's 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not feeling good about this one. This is the one where I'm like,
Yeah, so this is that gut reaction, all the anger pent up for years of everything you've ever had to deal with, and that the fear of having one of these people finally find you. You bury this bookshelf into this person's head, then slam him against the dresser. The whole time he's kind of screaming, he's pleading for you, and there's that tingling of conscience at the back of your mind, like you're doing exactly what these people have done to you and everyone that you associate with. I mean, this person very well might be innocent, but the hand comes down regardless until there's nothing left of his skull.
oh my god.
And you were in that room, the moonlight kind of coming over you, casting deep shadows over your eyes. Blood still drips from the bookend as you now are in this room with these two individuals, both unrecognizable.
All right. After a moment of catching his breath and collecting himself, he will fall back on the training that he has done, and this is not his first murder, so he would go quickly and quietly about covering whatever fingerprints, tracks, or everything that he can suspect that the police would look out for. But since it is quite obvious what they were doing, that they had all been doing, he is pretty sure, in their location, he is pretty sure that this is just going to be considered, the police are not going to be too concerned about this.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you toss them in the same bed, they're going to draw conclusions and immediately throw it out because of the conclusion.
The context, yeah.
The context.
So yes, that is what he is going to set about doing. But as soon as he can, he'll leave the premises and leave that and just beeline it back.
As you're heading out the apartment, you see an individual silhouetted in the moonlight outside on the porch, a cigarette being drawn as this person is looking out on the city, the snow falling, and you kind of see tracks of white along the road.
They're not looking at it, like looking at the window to me.
No, it's on the porch to this very apartment.
Oh fuck,
kind of
no!
Like this little screen door.
No. Hans will. I'm gonna roll something to see if he's going to. Evens I do, odds I don't. Okay. He is going to ignore it. He's just going to get to that door. He's done. He's out. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to have to kill somebody else, so he is going to head out.
All right. You hear this kind of tune as the individual starts humming. It does sound familiar to you. Warm. It kind of scratches at the back of your head. Familiar.
Is it something Ivan would have been singing?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn it! Fuck you, Mitchell. Hans will stop. And he'll he will make his way over to the porch and, just kind of, I don't know why any of this is happening, but now is not the time. Now is never the time. Just leave. Just go. Get out of here. He'll say to the darkness.
You see him stand up. His back still towards you. His head slightly cocked.
Say something. Say anything.
I wanted to ask you what sound a heart made when it broke from pleasure. When just the sight of someone filled you the way food, blood, and air never could. When you felt as if you've been born for only one moment. And this, for whatever reason, was it.
Fuck you. He's gonna leave.
And you close the door on him.
Mm-hmm.
And head out.
Yerp.
So.
Fuck you, Mitchell. He kills us.
That night, turning back to Wagner in this empty apartment, looking over notes and facts and figures and trying to
Not empty. My cat there. Thank you. Jesus. Now I wish my cat was not there, but that's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a perfect little cat. You're looking over the transcript, specifically the one you gained from Magda's apartment, the breaking curses contracted through the power of dreams.
Yes.
There are several phrases that stand out. Akdarat shagdidiel ferocior maxot. Agdagnon apprecior suculo stadat. A chant of sort, circled thrice.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems like this purifying ritual of some sorts.
Is it in a language that I would know, or is it just like, as far as I know, that's like gibberish?
Yeah, it looks like gibberish.
Okay. I guess I will make a note to like look that up and try to trace the origins of that language.
Yeah, and the publisher's address is listed in the book.
Okay.
Kachunal Street 31, Berlin.
That's right. Is that, how far is that from where we're going to be meeting tomorrow?
So if you guys are going to the bookshop tomorrow in Berlin, it's not that far.
Cool. Okay. Then, yeah, that sounds about, having my tea. And everything's fine.
Everything's
It's perfectly
it's
great.
a wonderful night. And you're looking over the ritual and everything, and you're starting to like put together some pieces. So because there's these dog-eared like marks on several pages, and as you go from one to the other, and kind of collecting it all into your mind in the way that only a reporter can, shedding light in the dark places where you probably shouldn't.
Well, listen, that's just quitter talk, so, yeah.
It sounds like this ritual, from what you read, could free you from whatever disease is currently plaguing yourself, as well as the other two, the nightmares, the things on your fingers, the illness, the heat in your head.
But here's the question I have, Mitchell. Was it not mentioned that they tried this and it failed in the book?
It did.
Because I see what you're trying to do, boy. And normally I would ride that crazy train.
Do it.
But I feel like, since I already read in the book that this is a bad idea, that, she would not ignore that aspect of, oh, that sounds like a bad idea.
What's the worst that could happen?
Please see our other Kult game for example.
And don't they actually talk about this is what happened when we did that thing?
Somewhat. There's kind of, because you're inferring what a lot of what was incurred based on Magda's journal.
Okay.
About this ritual being taking place in over several years.
Okay.
Some of them slowly losing their mind, or at least Magda did.
Yeah.
But it almost feels as if it's something you push off to other people.
Oh.
And that
so it is like an infection.
Yeah.
Huh. So, can I do I have the logical deduction to infer that Magda then pushed this onto us? Like,
It
is
does.
that
It
a
does not
logical...
look. Yeah, it does not look like from your thinking that Magda pushed it on.
Okay.
It's hard to say how exactly,
Uh-huh.
but someone did.
Okay.
Someone.
So someone pushed it on her.
Someone pushed it on you.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. Whatever killed Magda is the in conclusion of the virus, but someone must have pushed it on you.
Okay. I see. Huh. And by doing this ritual, I can get it off?
That's what you believe, or at least push it. Push it to someone else.
Alright, why not? Fuck it. So, how does this work, Mitchell? Tell the lady what she's won.
Oh, well, you see, you won a new fancy car. Straight from La Hell.
Is it a Volkswagen?
No.
The hell? The hell?
Let's see here. So it takes performing or drawing several circles. And you're going to need several different items. One of which are kind of pieces that are important to whoever you're pushing it to. And then you also have to figure out, because it's always intentional who you push it to. You can't just push it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Just push it to your friends.
Do I have a boss that I don't like?
Maybe. I don't know if you have a boss you don't like enough to kind of inflict this sort of
Awful, horrible. I feel like there has to be one. There always is like somebody who's just terrible. Like, you know, some dude who's all like, "You'll never make it off Metro, kid."
maybe some dude whose wife is suddenly vanished and might have a history of alcoholism.
Hey now.
Or the guy who literally just bludgeoned two people to death.
Speaking of which, you haven't heard from your cat in a while.
Oh God.
Cat.
No. No.
Baguette. Baguette, where are you? Baguette.
It's quiet in your apartment.
Here, kitty.
You get up and start looking around.
Yeah, Baguette, where'd you go? Come on.
The lights are still off, so you kind of have to bring your candle along with you as you do.
Which I'm sure is totally fine, not at all.
It's totally fine. As you go past your living room, you notice that the front door is open.
Oh. Baguette? Do you go outside? No, you're not supposed to go outside. Is she, do I see anything else around my...
Not so far. I mean, looking out, so you see the snow and such. And you do see a pair of footprints leading up to your house in the snow. Yeah, but no cat feet leading out.
What did you do to my cat? I guess. So, like, is there anything I should be aware of regarding those footprints? Like,
they are fresh and have not left. So there are footprints coming to your apartment, to the door, and then there are none leaving.
Is there snow inside my apartment?
You see droplets of water.
Aha. And where do those droplets lead?
You following it?
Right now I'm standing in my doorway looking down and seeing if it leads further into my apartment.
It does. You kind of look back and you see these droplets of water come up right behind your desk, and then move towards your bedroom. And they're ever so slight, so like they're kind of these small little droplets. Not really easy to see, but if you know what you're looking for.
Oh my god. I'm not okay right now. I have my gun.
Lucky bitch.
And I'm gonna keep my door closed.
You're gonna close the door?
I think so, yes.
Are you locking it?
I'm scared. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So I'm doing, fucking Resident Evil style candle gun. Alright. Who's there? Like, just come out right now. And we can talk about this. Actually, fuck it. Is there a payphone down the street or something?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna unlock my door and go down the street to the payphone and call the police because there's someone in my fucking house. Fuck this shit.
All right. You call the police. Well, what do you say?
I want to know if I can talk to my contact.
Yeah, it takes a couple minutes, but you hear him from the other side. You're pretty sure he's smoking.
Yeah, obviously. I'd be concerned if he wasn't.
Hey.
There's someone in my house. Can you, I don't know, can you send someone or something? Because there's somebody in my house right now, and I'm pretty sure that I was followed when I left.
All right, I'll get there as soon as I can. I'm headed to the car now. Keep yourself safe. Be somewhere public.
Thank you.
Don't go back into that house.
Thank you.
What the fuck has he dragged me into? And kind of hear it click. So there you are in the street, little street lamp shining down on you. It's dark on down the street. Snow still falling.
I'm scared. This is scary. I'm spooked.
Too spoopy.
Yeah. I have my gun. Like, not obviously, but
No longer Resident Evil style.
yeah. But it's in a position where if I need to, I can get to it quickly. Thank you again, determined nerd, for this gun. I feel far more safe.
I'm jealous.
You feel a tap at your shoulder.
What the fuck?
Turning around, you see this blonde woman, blue eyes, and she kind of takes a step back. Excuse
Who are
me,
you?
I'm sorry, I'm a foreigner. I'm looking for, and she kind of pulls out this piece of paper, the hotel, and she kind of shows it to you, and there's this street address, not far from where you are, probably about 4 more blocks down, of this hotel.
It's that way.
Thank you. And she continues down, looking back every so often.
Did her accent sound familiar?
You might place it French.
Okay. I feel very unsafe right now.
Yeah, here you are out in the middle of the street by yourself.
Oh god.
Is it cold?
It is very cold.
I'd be done. I'd be like, I'm dead. Whatever.
Right? Right.
No.
Like, nope.
I think I am going to light a cigarette with my candle.
That's a boss bitch move.
Yeah, exactly. Power move, man.
Looking down the street, you notice your door is open.
Huh.
And then you see someone step out of your house, close the door, and start walking down the steps.
Towards me?
Mm-hmm. Kind of wearing this trench coat, this hat. Very big, bulky man.
Is it a familiar trench coat?
No.
Okay. I have my gun out at my side.
All right. This figure continues to move towards you. You notice through some lamps as he's... Because it's kind of this darkness in between the lamps. It's hard to penetrate this late at night. So you see him coming through a lamp, and then he kind of disappears in the shadows. And then you see him through a lamp. Disappears.
Spooky.
He's 3 lamps from you now. Coming. 2 lamps. 1 lamp.
Who are you? Stay there.
You hear the footsteps kind of pick up a little bit. Going a little bit faster.
Stop. Seriously, or I'll fucking shoot. Who the fuck are you?
And then I need you to roll engage in combat. Roll plus your violence.
Oh
Okay.
man. Oh
What
no. I'm
Oh,
supposed
I
to be
have-
there.
I have a -1 in combat.
Yeah.
I'm not. Oh, but I got 2 8s. So
Oh, snap.
15.
So you inflict damage to your opponent and avoid counter attacks. So you feel his hands grab your shoulder, and you fall backwards, and the pistol goes off. And you can see the smoke kind of coming out from it as he's on top of you, limp. It just went so fast.
Okay. I'm taking a minute to be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna push him off, and then
Yeah, he's
immediately
heavy, very heavy. Gotta
Yeah.
shove him off.
I'm gonna try to find a wallet or identification or anything like that.
He has no wallet, though he is wearing glasses. He has like this beach blonde hair with some dirty streaks to it, a mustache. His eyes are still open, glazed over as he's looking up at the snow. The snow kind of falls onto his eyes and his mouth. You see the snow around him slowly turning red.
Oh god. So there's absolutely nothing like in his pockets.
There.
No weapons or nothing.
So in his shoe, since you
Okay.
said this specifically, as you're like,
Yeah.
you find 3 pictures. One
Oh.
is of you, of Davis. Actually, 4 pictures. So both of the Davises, Wagner as well as Freitag. Freitag?
Oh,
Hans.
shit.
Yeah. Freitag. I think
Freitag.
that's how you pronounce it.
Oh shit. Okay, and is there anything on the back of these pictures?
Addresses.
Fuck. Okay. All right. So, now question, Mitchell. As I am a reporter who is often out and about, and all of that, do I have an overnight bag that I prepare for these things?
For the disposal of bodies, or more so just
No.
going someplace?
Just going someplace.
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. Because I assume, like, if I am somebody who is often chasing leads and crazy stories and shit, like, I would have a bag that has a change of clothes, a toothbrush, and a hairbrush.
Yeah, you
Or
got
whatever.
just like in your
cash.
car.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have my keys with me?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
And also about this time, you see a car pull up to your apartment, and you see your police friend get out and pull out his
Yeah.
gun and start to head into the apartment.
Wait!
And he stops and turns to look at you, and you see him start moving forward as he finally gets to the last spotlight and looks down at the body, then at you.
He tried to fucking kill me.
Yeah, I believe you.
I don't know who he is. I don't know why. I just...
All right, look, now, Johanna, just don't worry about the details. Just calm down. I'm going to take care of this, okay? Obviously, we'll still need to get your statement, but I'll give you a night to just relax.
Is there someplace I can go that's safe?
Yeah. There's a safe house the other side of town, and he gives you an address. Go in the back. No one will know you're there, not even the rest of the police.
And can you do me another favor?
Today's the day for favors. Shoot.
I don't know what happened to my cat. And I'm really scared to go back into my apartment right now.
Look, just get to that safe house.
Okay.
Be safe. I'll look into it and I'll come by tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he puts his gun away and kind of tilts his hat to you before lighting another cigarette as he, shoulders hunched, heads back to your apartment.
Okay. I'm gonna go into my car, but like before I go in my car, I'm gonna like double check to make sure there's nobody hiding in my car and
doing the
weird
whole
humor.
double check, looking around.
Yeah.
It looks safe.
Okay.
For whatever that is worth to you at this present moment.
It is worth a lot, Mitchell.
Feel safe.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get my ass to that safe house.
All right, cool.
Oh, I guess on the way, I will try to pull over at a very well-lit gas station in a very public area with, a bunch of people and stuff, and make a phone call to my boys.
To your boys?
Your boys.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah.
All right, who are you calling first?
First I'd call Hans, and I assume get no answer.
I was gonna say, I don't think you get an answer.
Yeah. But I'd leave a message of just, you need to get out of your house. And next I would call Davis.
Davis, you can answer.
Hello?
You need to get out of your house. Now. Just fucking leave. They have your address. You need to go.
Click. Shit, man. Okay, so... God, Mitchell, this game would be a lot easier if I didn't decide to have a kid, I'm not very
tell me
mobile.
about it, all right?
That's funny because you have a kid. Okay,
Talk to me about difficulty with your imaginary kid.
I have no idea what she's talking about, so I'm just going to...
Put the cartoons on and be like, good luck, kid. Here's some Go-Gurt.
Yeah.
See you later.
Once per week, you're fine. It's all the nutrients you need.
What? God. Sorry, just give Wes a second.
Yeah.
To figure out what he
Can't
actually...
say except you're welcome. welcome.
Ah, okay. So, babysitter, that's probably a no.
Hey, you
Check your
have
toilet.
Catherine. Indeed.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call Catherine.
Ooh, at like what, 4 a.m.? How scandalous.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Catherine.
Yeah.
Um,
You hear her voice on the other line. Hello?
hey, it's Wes.
Oh, Mr. Davis. How can I help
Yeah.
you? Is everything
sorry.
okay?
Yeah. I'm so sorry to call this late, but my mother back in the States, she got sick,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm only just now processing it now, but I'm taking the next flight. It leaves in an hour and a half, though. I wouldn't call this late if I had another choice, but my babysitter won't answer the phone. I'm wondering if you could watch my son Henry.
Yes, of course. I'll drive up soon. I'll pick him up and take him back to my place.
Thank you so much.
I'll be right there soon. Click.
God damn it! Ah!
Poor
Ah!
life choices.
It's unsettling when it's not unsettling, and I don't like that.
I
So-
also do not like any of this.
Oh man, wow. So okay, well I'm gonna pack up all of Henry's shit, pack up all of my shit. Well. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take that fire exit and just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, as you're heading out, you notice your son in the doorway, looking at you. His hand on the picture of you guys at the beach.
I can't leave in case something happens and she doesn't show up. All right, this is what I'm gonna do because it's pretty dire. So, and I'm losing my mind too. So, I'm going to sit out on the other side of the sliding glass door, and I'm gonna look in the parking lot below the apartment. There's a parking lot right there. I'm gonna wait for Catherine's car to roll up to the lot. Then I'm gonna leave from the fire exit and book it into the night where she can't see me.
All right.
And hopefully, whatever the fuck is chasing me can't. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I know that I'm in danger. So, yeah, that's my night.
All right. Yeah.
pop
The
off
car.
a couple packs of cigarettes. In the meantime.
The car pulls up, and as you head out, your son looks at you and asks you, "Where are you going?"
Yeah. Dad's gotta run an errand.
He's gonna go get
Another
smokes.
drink.
Yeah.
Gotta go get cigarettes.
Yeah. I gotta go get a pack of cigarettes.
Never comes back.
Is
Oh.
mommy coming back?
I think so. I have to check on her.
How long will you two be gone?
I don't know.
And you see him take a few steps forward, and you see the tears on his cheeks kind of reflected by the light as he gives you this almost resigned hug. The hug of a kid who has no power to create
Oh,
the happiness
God.
he wants, and watching the things he loves the most vanish before his eyes.
Oh my god! Poor Ian!
Oh,
Jesus
man.
fuck. This is not your night, man.
Uh, uh, uh,
And he turns
okay.
and walks back to his bedroom, his eyes kind of glued onto the image of you guys happy on the beach.
Okay,
Person, person.
that's something to drink about. I yeah, I'll drink about that for a little bit and then get back to the porch because everything's falling apart for Wes right now. Casually.
This is fine.
Wow. Yeah. No.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Oh man.
So Wagner, a little bit, an hour goes by as you get it acclimated to the safe house. It's an all right safe. It has a little bit thicker doors and stuff like that. And just as you're kind of like resting and everything, the door opens up.
Okay, good. Who's there?
Hey, it's just me.
Okay. Were you able to find Baguette?
Yeah, and he kind of holds out this little cat. There's a couple of scratches on his cheek.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
I was in it for the cat too.
So, why don't you go to bed? I'll be sitting right here, making sure you're safe.
Can I hug you for a minute?
Yeah, just don't get getting attached. We'll hug you. We feel his warmth, and
Thank you.
it's probably the warmest thing you felt in a long time.
Damn.
Oh man, yeah, I feel like against because with the night that she's had, like she's gonna cry a little bit because she just killed a man and
Yep.
had felt him die on her, and that just isn't a thing that she's used to because she's not a secret serial killer nor an actual serial killer. So, so this is all a new experience for her. So yeah. And then afterwards she'd just be like, I'm very sorry. I can buy you a new coat.
So in this almost uncharacteristically affectionate way, he ever so slightly places his lips upon your forehead, and then nods to the bed and heads over to the chair. So this safe house isn't big. It's really one room with a desk, as well as like a bed that's all just in the same place. And so he gets the chair and it's facing the doorway, and he takes his gun out and places it on his lap. And he just says, "Good night, Miss Wagner."
You don't have to stay over there.
And in the movies where the gentleman gets up, heads over, and then fade to black. Cue steamy hand upon window. It's his.
Oh my god! I mean, she nearly died. And you're right, it has been a very long time.
All right, sweet. So we're at the time. So this is a good place to end it. I like how we usually get through one day.
It's long.
Wait a
These days
second.
are long.
I had to convince a coworker who I don't know to watch my child so I can escape from my apartment complex, and you just got laid.
I did too.
Listen.
You're the
No,
What the fuck?
motherfucker, suspicious lady who totally was a foreigner. And yes.
I wish I could tell you if I knew that I killed more people than you. That's I mean I killed, but maybe no people, maybe like 6.
It's between none and 6.
Yeah, it's between 0 and 6.
Question mark. That's
Yeah.
great.
I
That's
have
great.
I have a tally, so at some time like we can just start a betting pool to see where you're at.
Man. Yes. The,
Man.
Man.
Wow, imagine trying to solve your own murders, you know?
or
The classic
not.
whodunit, and I think it was
Yeah,
me.
you're like, have you seen this person? It's a picture of you.
You.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Does this look like a violent man to you?
Oh man.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed
Yeah.
it. And for those watching, make sure to check us out in 2 weeks as we continue on with the Black Madonna. So it should be awesome time. It'll be great. So everyone have a wonderful night. Also make sure to check out savagesparrow.com for all your awesome t-shirt needs. Everything really. You never need to shop anywhere else for any sort of clothes. Whether it's business, pleasure, dessert, all of it. savagesparrow.com. All your needs. So thank everyone again. And yeah, we'll wave and bye.